Nigeria is facing a critical hunger level as it ranks 98th out of 107 countries in the 2020 Global Hunger Index. The country also has the proportion of undernourished in the population rising from 7.6% in 2012 to 12.6% in 2020. According to a consulting firm focused on Africa geopolitical research and strategic communications, SMB Intel reports the country's food crisis is a result of insecurity from Boko Haram terrorists, bandits, and killer herdsmen that have forced farmers to abandon their farmlands. Other factors, however, are the lack of proper storage facilities, violates volatile oil prices, climate change, rising cost of energy and logistics, stifling government policies, natural disaster, the coronavirus pandemic, and currency devaluation. According to the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, (NBS) reports as published by SBM, food inflation has seen a 48.94% rise from 15.04% to 22.95%. SBM gathered reports from major food markets across the country and noted how people lamented devastating rising prices of food which have altered their normal daily living. The prices of most staple food items in a typical Nigeria home, including rice, beans, egg, garri, plantain, yam, beef, palm oil, fish, pepper, tomatoes, onions, bread, and groundnut oil, have all surged. In Lagos, a housewife disclosed to SBM that the food allowance her husband provides could no longer sustain the family. She precisely complained about her failure to buy monthly food items, which now occurs every 2 weeks, or save from the allowances while expenses keep increasing. A trader in Lagos Balogun market was very specific as to fish, saying that the border closure affected his ability to supplement his fish stock, forcing him to raise prices for the increasingly scarce stock he has. Most of those interviewed in the low socioeconomic echelons admitted that they could no longer afford 3 square meals but had one whole meal daily supplemented with snacks. Mrs. Christiana, a Lagos housewife and entrepreneur, disclosed she chose 2 square meals daily as allowances received can no longer afford her family decent 3 meal days. Another respondent, who is a housewife, a mother of two at Songota, Ogun State, lamented the rapid escalation of prices of commodities in the markets at Songota. She explained how she last went to the market and ended up confused about what exactly to buy, since what 20,000 naira can but a few months ago, today 40,000 naira cannot even afford the same. You can imagine. The price of beans and garri in Songota rose from a significant 97.9%, which almost doubled within the period under review. Beans rose from 1,457 naira to 2,883 naira per 4 liter. Paint rubber and garri saw a price rise from 869 naira to 1,856 naira per paint rubber. According to her, the price increases of these two staple foods were the highest in the last 1 year. In Port Harcourt, a 4-liter paint bucket of garri, which sold for 1,200 naira at the end of March, rose to 1,500 naira by June 2020, an increase of 25%. In the same period, a paint bucket of beans, which sold for 1,500 naira, now sells for 1,600 naira. Visits to various markets revealed that in all the markets except in Onitsha, Port Harcourt, and Calabar municipal market, the cost of making a pot of jollof rice has skyrocketed. The decline in Anambra River State and Cross River State was as a result of a slight reduction in the cost of beef, onions, and tomatoes. Okay. Buhari will be surprised about this because according to him, those who voted for him being not being rich is what his problems, his concerns are. You can imagine with all of these things, I'm sure they will be shocked. They will be surprised that why out of what out of 107 countries, Nigeria is 98. Very, 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 very poor. But they will be banned. They will be bringing figures here and there, telling you that, we have done this, we have done that. We want to lift this one. We want to do this and that. Oshibajo will just be telling you what they are to do. After 6 years, the problem of Nigeria is not those agitating, but our leaders who have failed to address the country, the root cause of these agitations, which is inequality, unfairness, injustice to all parts of the country. Of course, they will not even want to talk about that. Everybody knows that all the agitators are not the problems of Nigerians now. Buhari is the worst thing that ever happened to this country. I have never really seen a leader that is so clueless as he is. Do you think he's clueless, or he's doing what he's doing deliberately? He doesn't even know what ruling is all about. All the most and the most painful part of it is that some ignorant northerners are still clapping for him. They don't even care if he ruins this great country. As long as he's a northerner, they are okay with him. It is so sad. And North is frank 90% of that. This is attributed mostly on religious fanaticism, lack of education, and having some belief of dominance. As we plenty we dominate. Regulations can be set on number of child or children per family, but this can die to fight. They can die to fight about it. A man who can barely earn 500 naira having 4 wives with 10 children each from a mother is outrageous. This is commendable, and Buhari expresses shock hearing this. Divide Nigeria to avert the upcoming famine and also save lives of millions of people. The fact is that we all have responsibility, but the major obstacles that is holding us back is that we are suffering, but some are pretending to be having smiling on their faces. Give it to northern Nigeria, and they are budgeting over 4 billion naira to monitor WhatsApp. This country is indeed a zoo. The ranking, no, this sincere Joe. Nigeria is supposed to be 108 out of 107. Okay, over to you, children of bitterness. It is time for you to rant. Can you imagine? Well, have you eaten grass today? Somebody is asking. Rant for what? Should be the one ranting. Your people are now eating grass. See them showing themselves, children of bitterness. Okay, Boko Haram breed. Grass is now cheaper than anything in the north. Amajiri must chop grass or else. When I know that an average man in the south is feeding fine, more than 2 community in the north. As a southerner with business acumen, I have decided to adopt a business idea that is supplying grasses to the north. Is that what they want to be eating? Some people can be funny.